The Alienist 1x4 Part 1. Let's do this. 1, 2, 3. Bam! Okay, you know what? Just forget that. Forget that. I've been trying to do my hair like this. I'm trying to do something with it, for a couple minutes now. Do you see this? Do you see this? Watch this. Watch this. Yeah, I can put this up here, or like if I wanted to, I don't know what the heck I'm doing already. But like this part here is, I'm trying to put it up here. Yeah, yeah, it falls back down. It just does its own thing. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? Whatever. Anyway, okay, fine. Whatever. My hair's always messy, right? You guys are used to that, so I'm just gonna go with that. It's so annoying. Okay. Forget it. It's crazy. Okay. It's good. It's good. Leave it at that. I'm about to watch The Alienist. Yes. If you can't tell, that means that's how excited I am to watch this show. Oh, it's one of my new favorite shows. My top list there is The Alienist. I really, really like this show. This is so good. This is the best shit, man. It is so good. And it's not even the plot. The plot, you know what? I'm going to tell you why. I really love this show, and I'm going to tell you why. Okay? It's not just the plot. The plot itself, fascinating. I love mystery. I would have watched it anyway. But in that third episode, they dropped down some stuff that suddenly I knew. There comes a time in every series where you realize you're gonna realize whether it's a show for you or not. It's gonna hit you in that place where, oh my gosh, I have to watch the show, or it's gonna be so. It's okay, and I'll keep watching it. Or I realize it's not gonna get any better for me, so I'm not gonna watch it. I guess one of those three areas. It's gonna either be, what is the most insane? This is amazing. This is okay. It's amazing. It's okay, or not for you. And whatever, either one's all that is fine. But when I watched The Alienist, it went from this is good to this is amazing, and now it's a show that I am going to be watching for sure. And it's not just what's so great about it is very early on, within 3 episodes. It's not just the story that's great. Let me put this closer to my mouth. It is the characters that are so good. That's great, because that means that no matter what happens, even if we go to a different story next time or whatever, I will be following this bunch of people. I will be following this group wherever they go, because I want to watch them, not just the story. Now, you got Dr. Chrysler, right? Take him, for instance. Right? If you want to talk about characters, he's fascinating. He's a fascinating character. He starts off as he's a mysterious kind of guy. He doesn't talk about himself much. And because of that, you're forced to learn about him through the company he keeps. Those people around him tell you a lot about who he is. He has, I think Stevie was the boy, and you got Cyrus, and you got Mary. His 3 helpers, who they just drop onto you in the beginning of the series and never explain who they are, and they slowly are introducing things about them. What you find out is fascinating. If I understand it right, Mary, who is the housekeeper, right? She is deaf. Oh no, she's mute. She doesn't talk anywhere. I don't know if she's deaf or she's mute, but I do know that we just found out in the last episode that she roasted her father when she was young, a la Dragon Tattoo. Elizabeth Sansa, right? She roasted her father in fire. I mean, how else do you roast someone? She lit her father on fire when she was young, very young. So he said that they said he got her very early on. And holy shit, what did you have to do that somebody would light you on fire? What did you do to this lady? Whatever it wasn't. It wasn't no, you were grounded, Missy. No, you did something horrible to be roasted alive. Same thing in Dragon Tattoo. But he takes this lady in, and she is his helper. But I get the feeling that he's not paying them money. I don't think so. I think that they volunteered to help him. I get the sense that he doesn't keep servants. He's not that kind of person. He seems to be the kind of guy who treats everyone as human beings, and thus, I think that's what Miss Howard appreciates about him, is that he treats her like an equal to the guys. That's all she asks for, as she works in the police department, to be treated like one of them. He's the only guy, I feel, who wants her opinion the same as any of the guys around her. Right? He asks her a question and talks to her like she's she's anyone else in there. Not that she's a lady who needs protecting, because clearly she don't want that. But he treats her like a normal person. John Moore is protective, and I think his protective is very sweet. I think that's very sweet. But she's just doesn't like to be protected so much, especially when she's trying to make her way in the world, and she doesn't want to be seen as this thing that needs to be protected all the time. Chrysler, am I pronouncing that name right? Chrysler. He comes in, he talks to her the same way he talks to anybody else. What a revelation, right? That you could just talk to someone in a normal way. And I think she really appreciates that. And there's other things she appreciates. I think she appreciates his ideas, his mind. But she also appreciates that. What was I talking about that for? Well, getting back to Dr. Chrysler, he surrounds himself with people like that. He treats people like humans. So I don't think he would keep servants like that. I think they volunteer to be with him. Then we just found out in this, we found a whole shebang of stuff about his friends in this episode. And one of those things was Mr. Cyrus, who it turns out was going to be hanged not too long ago for murder. Oh boy, he killed somebody, and yet this guy took him in when nobody probably would have took him in. He's the only black guy I think I've seen, and probably for good reason. That was time period, probably. But he takes him in too. He seems to have a habit of taking in stray animals who have killed people. That's his thing. I think they volunteer though to help, possibly because they have no place else to go. Who would take in a mute housekeeper who burned her father alive, or the black guy who killed somebody? No, probably not. I don't know about Stevie. They didn't say much about him yet. The boy, we don't know what did he do to end up here. I'm thinking he was some kind of thief or something like that, but I don't know. Okay. So Cyrus, and he, Mr. Chrysler he appears level-headed most of the time, but he's got some deep-seated issues, and this came out in episode 3 in a way that was so amazing, and it's the almost last scene of the episode when all three of them have a chance to talk, to take a break for a second and talk about what just happened in the episode. And that's where the series became magnifique, top quality entertainment. I kind of not even entertainment. I think the word entertainment diminishes a little bit. I mean that I'm watching something that speaks to me. I don't know. I'd have to elaborate that for a bit, but that's what made it. That's what hit it on the head for me. It was when the three of them are around that table. He kicks Mary out of the room, angry, and he starts to gnaw at them personally. And you see what kind of man this guy is. When he gets mad, man, he can tear into your soul. He don't punch you physically. He dissects your brain with his mouth like Hannibal Lecter. And you go home crying, and then you go home crying and haunted for the rest of your life, because he cuts to you in the deepest psychological emotions. That's what he can do. And he's very dangerous that way. His anger is also amazing. It's a seething anger, like kind of similar to Iron Man a little bit, in that his anger is like beneath the ground and it's kind of like shaking to get up, but it's not obvious, and you don't even realize he's angry as he's walking around and pacing around, and suddenly he starts cutting into you, and before you know it, he's dissected you with his words, and you didn't even realize he was angry. He's got this weird thing where, what happened after talking to Cyrus about death and how he had gotten pleasure from it, trying to understand the killer. He was trying to understand a killer's mind. Holy shit! Suddenly, he was at the mirror and he was like, I gotta take this off and I gotta take my collar off. He was on a Hulk out all of a sudden. Like he couldn't breathe. Like he was like his clothes were stifling him. And then Mary showed up behind the mirror. She's looking at him from the mirror and he looks behind, looks at her. And I don't know what that look was. But it's like she'd seen it before. He's done this before. And all she did was help him with his clothes off. And like she folded it. And he apologized to her. I'm sorry, I'm afraid I've ruined it. And she smiled at him. She says, weird smile. I understand you. I know who you are, or something like that. No idea. I don't think they have a sexual relationship though. I don't think it's sexual at all. He doesn't seem like a very sexual person. He's like Sherlock Holmes in that way, possibly. I think he longs for companionship, but I don't know if he's a sexual person. They probably will make him into one. But I feel as though his character at this point seems to be so focused on cases. I don't think I don't know if he's even capable of sexual stuff. I feel as though he longs for companionship, but not necessarily sexual companionship. That he thinks it is, but maybe he doesn't really. He don't know what he wants. Socially, anyway, he's definitely got some issues. But I noticed a parallel between him and Dakota Fanning. I'm sorry, Miss Howard, as she likes to be called. The two of them both live alone. They both have servants, yes, but they live alone, technically. Servant is not somebody you necessarily converse with. Although I don't know, he might converse with his servants, but his people. I wouldn't call them servants. They're not his servants. The one who's taking care of Dakota, Miss Howard, I think is a servant, but I don't think the ones he has are servants. She got a lot of pictures on the wall too. Just digresses. I don't know what those are about. But she lives alone. It looks like, just like him. John Moore lives with his grandma. It's a whole other story there. But in that room, he tackled them all about their individual psychological issues, and he said that everybody has their vice. And I think the idea was, in order to understand the killer, in order to capture this killer, we have to understand him. We have to know why he does these things. It's the why, not the what, right? Not the how. It's the why. And unfortunately, to do this, we have to understand him. And then we also have to in order to understand him, I think we're all capable of doing what he does, this killer. And so we have to understand him in a way we can, that we can connect to. And that means, unfortunately, because we're dealing with such a sick, twisted individual, we have to go deep into our own minds and delve into our sickest desires, fantasies, nightmares, fears, all that hullabaloo. It's going to come to the surface. And I feel as though as they get deeper into this case, the more vulnerable they become. But in the end, they will come out better people for it. I can feel it coming. Anyway, that episode, that scene in that room, everybody got to do something. He attacked all of them, including himself. And Dakota Fanning, I love her acting. I saw in this movie, can't remember what it was called. It was amazing. She had to do with what's his name? The Australian guy or something. I forgot the movie name, but she had to deal with it in the whole movie. It was like the Western kind of thing. And she was mute, so she had to speak only with her mouth. She's mute. She couldn't speak with her mouth. She couldn't speak with her mouth, so she had to do everything with her eyes. And for the first few episodes, I felt she was kind of a little bit stiff. But then again, she was playing a character who was kind of stiff for a bit. She wasn't really herself. She had her hair up and she was trying to be this tougher thing than she really is. But when she went home, we got to see a little more of who she really is. She let her hair down. She took off the corset, stuff like that. But we haven't really known her very well. She hasn't done much. So she didn't really impress me in those moments. But you usually got to build up to something. But when he asked her about something very sensitive to her father, she didn't say anything, but it reminded me of that movie again. And it was incredible. Because she didn't say anything, but you could see it all in her eyes. So her eyes were just I can't even do it. I can't do that kind of thing. I don't know how you do that. But it was all in there. There was so much she wanted to say. So much regret and repressed emotions just bubbling in there. And she didn't say it. Well, you could see it all on her face. It was all on her face. And that was the Oscar-winning moment. That was it. It was so good. And I'm in. And John Moore did the same thing. They all, and then Chrysler too, they were all looking at each other with their eyes. Just their eyes. And there was so much there that was unspoken. And there was so much tension. And they all go home that day, and they're still dealing with those issues, thinking about it in their heads, And but the Chrysler is right. They have to delve into themselves to figure out what they want to do, but how they're going to capture this person. But at the same time, they're a bit. He said he went on about it a little bit aggressively. Not the best way to handle it. But still, what the one hell of an episode. That ending just sealed it for me. This is the show to watch. I cannot wait for this episode. Quick recap, because I spent a long time doing all that, just trying to talk about that. But recap. Okay, he created the Avengers team of detectives, and he hand getting sticky. What did he do? Oh yeah, they found fingerprints. They're trying to figure out how to use those. What happened? Oh yeah, the boy horror thing, right? John Moore came back, confused, not sure what he did that day, but hopefully it wasn't what he is worried he did. I don't think he did. I think they just kind of messed with him because they wanted him to be embarrassed, so he'd never come back. So he wouldn't talk about it because hopefully his reputation would be ruined. But he did remember something later on about the silver smile, and that the boy flew out of there. They tried to get fingerprints from the body, but there was no body. What happened to the body? I don't know about that. Man. I mean, it's one thing to hide the files inside your. It's one thing for Captain Connor to hide the files in his cabinet. It's another thing entirely for him to completely have confiscated the body. That's not cool. So anyway, the body's missing, and they don't know what to do. They decide to what did they do? What did they do? I forget. I know he talked to Cyrus about the death. But what is it like to kill somebody? Damn, disturbing. Looks like it really did disturb him because he was kind of shaking for a bit. Anyway, Stevie said something about there's some another body, and they went to the old immigration center that's becoming an aquarium. I don't know, the detail was there, so maybe it's important. I don't know. While there, they found another body, right? It's on the roof. And this is where Mrs. Howard realizes that all of his victims have been in high places. He's attracted to high spaces, she says. And that the water tower was the start. Water's important. And he used to hide the bodies, and now they're just in the open. So it means he's evolving. He's getting stronger. He's getting more braver. He's taking risks, if you will. They try to get a fingerprint from the body. Let's hope they get one. The commissioner is helping, by the way, and he's keeping the corrupt police at bay. Chief Burns, Captain Connor, And yeah, they managed to get out in time, but then there's an issue that John Moore forgot his drawing pad back at the house, back at the old immigration building, and the bad guy found it. He was caressing it at the end. He took it out and he was like, he's caressing it. So I don't know what that's about, but I don't know. Almost sexually, maybe. There's something going on there. But he was caressing the book, and that's where it ended. Okay, I think I talked enough. Let's get into it. Oh shit, my fingers are sticky. Sticky. Let's do this, guy. Let's do this.
I'm here today as your pupil, madam.
I didn't know you had the imagination. The man who enjoys defiling women is usually dominated in his daily life. while the man who enjoys being beaten is probably a bully. There's a good chance he has wounds of his own. The cripple in him is looking for the cripple in another.
Forgive me, man. Thank you for your help.
There we go. Chief Bond. Wait, is that Captain Cobb?
It appears they go all the way to the ground.
Oh, that's how he climbed out.
What do you think made this?
I love their curiosity of the crime scenes. What's this? What is that? You know, they go looking in the dirtiest and weirdest places.
Dr. Chrysler,
Miss Howard,
the commissioner wanted me to give you this.
do you see that woman there?
Yes.
She's from a good family. That the young woman saw fit to submerge both her children in a bathtub.
Whoa.
They were drowned. But you understand the expectations that our society bestows on women. To marry, to have children, to smile when you feel incapable of smiling. If you can empathize with that, you know better than most that poor young woman with an empty baby carriage did not form herself. Rather, society formed her. You say you cannot see the world from the perspective of a child killer because you could never kill a child.
The commissioner shut it down as soon as we found the boy's identity. We're here on police business.
Let me see your badges.
Sure. I'll go upstairs.
Did the boy use this room?
They all use it.
It's a real small window. Just to climb the window.
Mr. Moore, our man was here all right. We found similar evidence at Castle Gardens.
Yeah,
He's a saint.
devil be the bottom.
Customer. Fatima called him that.
Who's Fatima?
Ali. Ali Benghazi. Fatima said so.
Why did you call him a saint?
She said he was going to take her away to live up in a castle.
That's gotta be our guy.
Hold still.
That's him.
If you ever see this man or someone with a silver smile, don't go with him. Trust me, Joseph. Come see me.
It's gotta be a knight or he's a window washer, which is actually very possible.
You can't find a place to stash him where he can't cut up kids. Someone's gonna have to do it for her.
Man.
Good afternoon, Mrs. Weinbergen.
Maybe they were talking about her.
Mr. Burns,
There's been another incident.
His eyes are crazy.
you're not supposed to leave.
Don't go. Don't go. Don't leave with that. Don't go then.
Do you not understand why some of them want you punished?
Stop! I asked you a question. They can go out and get a new one. They're just stupid dogs. Stupid, stupid dogs.
Wow.
That's good, Ezra. Once again.
Who's he thinking about?
I'm afraid the good doctor's callous nature can sometimes upset the ones who care about him the most.
Put on your best dress. I'm taking you out.
Wow. What, really? Ooh, interesting.
I'm under the impression you've an unsettled past.
Are we all?
One time I ever managed to throw that man on his heels. It was in college.
You're so angry you challenged me to a duel.
The whole room fell silent when they saw his arm. It looks like a broken wing held tight to his body. I couldn't do it.
What?
You wouldn't fight him.
Everyone in that room was bothered by his disadvantage. Everyone but him.
Just relax, man. Relax and be in a good mood. I doubt it.
Hello, Laszlo.
You must tell me when you're going out.
Thank you.
Where have you been?
Control freak.
to see Edison's vitascope.
I think he relies on it too
You
much.
took Mary. Were you jealous when Julia left you for another man?
Of course I was jealous.
And has that jealousy become part of your sexual ritual when you sleep with prostitutes?
Oh my god.
Brings you pleasure and pain?
What does this have to do with our killer, Laszlo?
He's eroticizing a past trauma. The act of murder mirrors something that was done to him.
But this is clever talk. We won't find him by dissecting our own minds.
Nor shall we find him by looking for men with silver smiles. If you're so convinced of your theories, go and speak to a dentist.
I'm looking for what might cause someone to have a silver smile. What did he say?
He said mercury salts.
What?
He said one night with Venus, a lifetime of mercury.
He was treated for syphilis. It's what gave his teeth a silver color.
Cases of congenital syphilis can disfigure teeth. Never heard of it discoloring them.
I spoke to a dentist, Laszlo.
Syphilis. Would that explain his mouth? I'm not entirely.
Figures.
Wait, the other guy had syphilis.
Suppositions. Pieces of a puzzle that right now lack form. Lacks no psychological outline. What we are missing, John, is not how he kills, but why. And most importantly, when will he kill again?
He has one. Yeah, I see a flaw there in his. I see that they're probably bringing up. You're causing Oh boy, what's that?
John? Laszlo? Haven't been here in years. See, it's not changed. Tell me your purpose in meeting.
I've not asked you, Pete. You asked me.
Good evening, gentlemen. You've come to me here, Detective Sergeant. Who has asked you to present yourself? You did.
Oh shit.
And how did I do that? You sent us a telegram?
Was
You
Miss-
are here.
Oh. Was it her?
It's remarkable, isn't it?
Mrs. Tigg, what is remarkable, Miss Howard?
That you're here. All of you. It's as if you've anticipated the moment. Mrs. Santorelli and her son brought this to me at police headquarters. I'd only just read it when I got your message, Doctor.
They're all here.
Message was to meet here.
Who sent? Wait, so they're all here. Someone sent them all up to be
I have
here.
to admit, holding it in my hands gave me a certain exhilaration that I wasn't expecting.
Shit.
Felt I could almost hear his voice in my head while reading the word.
Did you come directly from police headquarters?
I got your message and took a hansom straight away. Why?
Why? Why wasn't killing the boy enough? Why must you send a letter as well? I won't be satisfied unless I can see the suffering that I'm causing.
He was watching the Santorellis.
You. Easy, Laszlo. I follow you with the letter in your hand from Mulberry Street to Bourbon's, where you sit down to share this horrid property with your colleagues.
So he knows where they all
who've
are. It's
already
right there,
been
here now, right now.
in my direction.
Oh shit.
You mean he
Yep.
asked me to come?
Oh yeah.
He asked all of us.
So what's happening tonight? Oh shit.
He's watching us.
You better not end right now, man. You better not end right here. Don't you dare.
My dear Mrs. Santorelli,
What does it say?
I don't know, as it is you, what is the source of the vile lies I read in the newspapers, or if the police are behind them. Of course, it is usually children what is eaten as they are tenderest and best tasting, especially the ass of the small child. On February 19th, I seen your boy parading himself outside the church with dirt and paint on his face. I already knew I must eat him. So we went straight to the bridge and I trussed him. Did him quick. I collected his eyes, took his ass, and it fed me for a week.
It took his ass?
Roasted with onions and carrots. He died unspoiled by me. And the papers ought to say so.
Evening, girls. Which one of you's up for a little fun?
Alright, there's that guy. Oh! He literally has silver teeth. Oh my gosh. Ooh! Man, it just gets better and better at each episode. Man, what a way to end it. These guys know how to end an episode gloriously. Jesus. So they assembled everybody. Let me move up. There. Now we're like neck and neck, and I can talk straight to you guys. Holy shit. To say the least. Oh, that was a great ending. They everybody was set up to meet at that place by an unknown perpetrator, and they realized they're all here thinking that they were sent by somebody else, but they're all here by the killer's request. And then a letter is read to them, or they are to read this letter, which was sent to the mom, I think. And it talks about the boys, describing them, what he does to them. Why? Kind of. Maybe it tells you why in there. I'm not sure. He eats the ass. I got that much. He's an ass eater. Now, most people, you have a hard time trying to get him to do that. This guy does it free. And they showed him at the end. I mean, they showed him in the shadows, but he is revealed at the end. I don't think I've seen him before, so he's nobody we know because he has a silver smile. So looks like this is not going to be one of those shows where it's a whodunit, where it's somebody we already know. It is somebody new. But now they showed his face early. Now we're going to spend what, the rest six episodes, the rest of the season, trying to capture this mother beeper. I guess so. He actually had a silver smile. I thought they were kidding. Does he look like a climber though? Hard to tell. But looks like he has syphilis. He was treated for syphilis? Man. One guy's syphilis made him look like a monster in it made him look like something in Fist of the North Star, like one of the bad guys or something like that. But then for this guy, he got silver teeth. How does that work itself out? Why do you need to do that for your teeth? What is syphilis? It's not a sexual thing. I have syphilis. I don't know what it does. But okay. You know what? I think I talked enough in the beginning parts, so I think I'll just end it here instead. But damn, that was so good. That was so good. We got to know a little bit more about everybody. And the doctor has got some serious personal issues that he needs to deal with. Now we know that he doesn't like to show vulnerability. And that he doesn't... he likes things to go his way. And he goes crazy when things don't. And the other lady we met in the very beginning of the episode, I don't know if we got her name. She had him by the balls, man. That lady is some kind of dominatrix type of person. Pleasure and pain. I like how I like that analogy with the butterflies about their coitus being both pleasure and pain. That is right beneath the beautiful part of the butterfly and everything. It's like everyone's missing the point of the butterfly. It looks so pretty, but then it can stab you to death while having sex. Not fun at all. This most beautiful thing also has a horribly painful way of having sex. Pleasure and pain being right next to each other in the butterfly. So that's what she has on the wall. Very, very, very cool. And also, disgusting. But okay. I mean, that's nature, right? So, they're reading the letter, and now we know who it is. That's about it. They went to the Golden Rule, which is where the previous boy had been, the Ali guy. The Ali kid they found on the roof. And Captain Connor knows it's them. That they're the ones who were there because he found the book. The guy took one of the drawings, though. And at the Golden Rule, they found Joseph, I think, right? Called Bernadette at the place. And, is that one of the kids who's in that diner at the end? I can't be sure because I don't know what she looks. I don't know what he looks like with all the makeup on his face. But one hell of an episode, and I can't wait for the next one. Oh, it's so good. It is so good. Yeah, I knew it. Just the more they go into it, the more personal things are getting. The more shit gets unraveled from these people. So I guess we will find out next time on Alienist. See ya. I gotta figure out something to say. Salutations or gun pointer. Something. I gotta find something to. I don't know what to say to exit. I need to exit. I've never said anything to exit. When I leave a room, I just leave quietly. Maybe I'll just do that. Just exit. I don't know. I don't know what I would do. So yeah, bye.